Justin Pearson.
Representative Jones, Representative Johnson, and myself are being expelled from the State House because we said we cannot do business as usual. No one should be wanting to operate as though this is not happening, as though we are not living in a gun violence epidemic in the state of Tennessee. And the solutions that are being offered is actually to reduce the First Amendment rights of people who speak up on behalf of their constituencies, who speak up on behalf of people who are tired of the guns, who are tired of seeing legislation being passed that lowers the age for you to carry, tired of seeing legislation being passed that says you don't need a permit, tired of legislation being passed that says if we give teachers guns, that's somehow going to fix the problem. People are tired of these non-real solutions to a real problem that we're suffering from. I lost a classmate this year from gun violence. My mentor died last year from gun violence. We are dealing with a gun violence epidemic, and the resolution is not to silence the voices of people who send us here, to the people's house, to speak with them and for them. It is to make sure we do just legislation. It's to make sure we fight for red flag laws. We fight for good storage laws. We fight to make sure that this is a democracy and maintains its democratic principles. But that's what's being lost today. And so every Tennessean needs to be very concerned that we are not in a democracy. And across the United States of America, there has been no House members who have ever been expelled for exercising their First Amendment rights in a peaceful protest. This is a first in American history, and we are losing our democracy to white supremacy. We are losing our democracy to patriarchy. We are losing our democracy to people who want to keep a status quo that is damning to the rest of us and damning to our children and unborn people. It is no coincidence that the two youngest black lawmakers in the state of Tennessee and one or two women are on trial today. That is not accidental. This is what happens when you lose democracy. This is what we are fighting against and must stand up against as legislators and as people and as citizens across this country. Because it's starting in Tennessee, but it won't end here.
ceremony is over. The wedding party pull off their ski masks. The bride and her dreaming spouse stir. They hit the streets wearing their terrorist trousers. They got pockets big enough to hold water for the sabotaging of dams. Big enough for miles of plastic explosives shaped like open hands. For 10,000 tiny bottles of liquor from hijacked jet, left behind in the air. When they drop to earth like kittens on angel dust thrown from penthouse windows. They got pockets small enough for the deadly black bacilli, shaped like broken bits of rubber bands. Small enough for plutonium, shaped like Vicks cough drops. Got pockets filled with options for destruction and disaster. They got gun stains on their skin, soft and alabaster. They got a map of your hometown. Jeanette is upset. She's got a doll in her vest. It's anatomically correct. In New York City, you better keep your fucking mouth shut, because when the weather gets warm and you grow a bit more blind, at any moment you can find a piece of leftover night stuck between your teeth. It feels like the moth's wing or a bruised strand of peach skin. It tastes like the wormwood water, bitter as Chernobyl wine. Jeanette takes the doll from her vest, smashes it with glove on fist. She picks out its miniature spine and runs it between her teeth to clean away that taste of night and its bright brutality. She runs the spine like a toothpick through woes of white and decay until she hits a large cavity blooming in the back rows of compacted wisdom, like a flower of agony or despair, and the pain sets her off. And you can see it arouse her as she goes and joins her comrades in their terrorist trousers. Thank you. We're violeer.